Hi there, and welcome to another Condemned video guide. Condemned is a hardcore, Republic, team-based PvE and PvP guild on the Port Nowhere server. My name is Six, and I'll be your host, and in this video, we'll show you the strategy to take down the Infernal Council. This is the fourth boss encounter in the Eternity Vault operation of Star Wars: The Old Republic. You will encounter the Council once you have defeated the ancient pylons and enter the Tomb of Soa. The Council directly precede the Infernal One himself. This encounter will not engage until you activate it, so approach freely and take the opportunity to set up your raid properly. The fight will initiate when you interact with the console at the entrance of the room, turning the mobs from friendly to attackable. They will not attack until your first raid member attacks their designated mob. Our recommended makeup for this fight is 1 tank, 2 healers, and 5 DPS for the 8-man version, although one of those DPS should be a class capable of mitigating damage or wearing heavy armor. We'll explain why in a moment. For the 16-man version, we recommend exactly double that composition. The most important part of this fight is getting the group set up and understanding the central mechanic of the encounter. The Infernal Council is essentially a one-on-one fight. There are 8 for 8-man and 16 for 16-man members of the council to go around. Each raid member should be assigned to one of these and, once the fight starts, must fight and kill this mob. The mechanics of the fight are set up in such a way that no one can assist another party member in any way. This includes buffs that are cast once the fight starts, DPS help, or casting heals. This is because dealing damage to another player's mob or healing another raid member will place a 10-second debuff on you that will prevent you from dealing additional damage or casting additional heals. This is important considering the enrage timer. Each individual has 3 minutes to kill their mob. First, let's review the mobs you will encounter. There are 3 types of enemies broken down as follows. Assassins are low hit point mobs that do high damage. Marauders are high hit point mobs that do low damage. Finally, Lords are medium hit point mobs that do medium damage. The key to this fight is assigning the correct classes to the right mobs. Assassins have the lowest HP, but deal internal damage that cannot be mitigated. Because of this, the healers in your raid should be assigned to these. There are 2 assassins in the 8-man version and double that in the 16-man version, which is equivalent to the number of healers you should be running in your group. The assassins have 2 abilities, Rapid Strike, which does moderate damage that is unavoidable, and Saber Smash, which does high damage and is on a 10-second cooldown. Whomever is engaged with this mob should avoid this ability by kiting the mob around the area they are fighting in. Your highest DPS classes should be on the Marauders, as they deal low damage but have high hit point pools that need to be burned down, something your healers and tanks will likely be incapable of achieving. To note, Scrappers may struggle with these mobs because of their inability to get behind them. There are 4 Marauders in 8-man and 8 in 16-man. Marauders only have 1 ability, a Saber Strike that is just a basic melee attack. Put your tanks and heavy armor DPS on the Lords, as they deal moderate damage that can be mitigated and have less hit points. There are 2 Lords in 8-man and 4 in 16-man. Lords have 3 abilities, Bleed, a low damage dot, Saber Strike, a melee attack, and Force Leap, a gap closer. These mobs do not do too much damage, but may require some healing on non-tanks. The core mechanic of the fight is that every raid member should be assigned to their own mob and must kill them before the 3-minute enrage timer. Some of your team may struggle with beating this enrage timer, or the damage may kill them. This is not necessarily a wipe. Your best DPS should finish their mob considerably quicker than most, and thus can provide some support to team members who are lagging behind. The debuff you get for assisting someone is not applied until after you either damage someone else's mob or heal them. Thus, a DPS can queue up a high damage ability and provide some measure of support to a team member. Consequently, once a member has downed their assigned mob, they can lend support to anyone who may need help. Assign mobs depending on class, and kill your mob before your 3 minutes are up. That's all you have to do to beat the Infernal Council. Thanks for watching. Once again, I'm Six, and this has been another Condemned video guide.